Ara having a deep think about this. What flavor is that, by the way?
Sorry. There's like a big stick of peanut butter in the middle. Um, Peanut butter and chocolate.
Nice. Ara, they go for that Drew Troll Warlord. We've seen quite a lot of that out of Drew, and he does tend to do quite well on this hero. So you gotta love seeing that. Nice way to control up the Ember Quap as well. Even the Phoenix with the Battle Trance and Snares. It can be a little bit devastating for those kind of heroes that Adroit do have. Uh,
I suppose, but at the end of the day, again, you can just run away, right? If he pops the battle trance, so you really need to have that teamwork on point. Granted, that's probably reality risk strength is their team fight. Um, so I feel like they're going to have that level of coordination to be able to. There's some luck involved, but get the initial stun so that Queen of Pain can't just blink away.
it's true. Adroit, their fourth pick. Oh! Okay, that one I wasn't expecting. The axe comes out. Can you explain this one to me, sir? What's with the axe here?
Maybe they've loaded up the Sebs on their chat wheel and they just want to start launching. I mean, it's one of these heroes similar to. I think Earthshaker fills a similar role when you've got a Phoenix, in that you can put your egg in a dumb position that's easily going to be dealt with, and then you just jump in and initiate, sorry, counter initiate through that way. Obviously, through an Echo Slam, it's really impactful, but if you can just blink call onto 3 heroes, it's even better.
Hey, that's one way to think about it. I like that. LC will be the fourth pickup now, so that's the KYXY hero there for the side of Reality Rift. I guess the press the attack purge is going to be quite nice up against those chains that the Ember has, and well, you don't really know the POS 1 matchup there from Adroit yet, so there's no real other reason apart from the catch on the Quap Ember Phoenix. So
Hmm.
Adroit now going to have to try to draft into this Legion Commander. Kind of intrigued to see what they'll go for here as their own POS 1. Like, you keep mentioning the Ursa, which really now does seem like the perfect pick, doesn't it? Even up against the LC, it just tends to work. Unless it's banned.
I feel like the LC is okay against it, but mm, Ursa can at least break even, I reckon, in that sort of situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, Droid, they ban out the Invoker now. Alright, that's an interesting one. I wasn't quite expecting the Invoker ban, but we do see Alacrity pick it up sometimes in that mid lane. Ara are going to make their final ban out now. Looking to ban out a POS 1, of course. We saw the Luna last game, didn't really pan out for Natsumi. He probably won't want to play it again.
Mm. I think right now they're needing a position one that can just be that first person out there. And I know I keep saying the Ursa, but I feel like there's not really too many better options for themselves. Maybe a Juggernaut would be okay, but I just don't see how well it fares against a Legion commander. And there's not really any ranged hero, at least in my eyes, that can fulfill that sort of role. Troll is probably the only one, and Reality Rift already have it. And wisely enough, they ban out the Ursa.
Alright. I do like that from RR. I mean, they are one game away from proceeding. They really want to win out this game number 2. The Void Spirit will come back out. Can't quite blame them for that. Alacrity was doing some good work there on the Void Spirit. A nice
Hmm.
performance.
I really rate it. Uh, you can have an axe that, provided you don't catch the Void Spirit, that bonus armor isn't going to do that much against his damage potential, other than the attack that you do while zipping through him with the Astral Step. It's all magic essentially, and so you're being able to get through him even if he gets off that Berserker's Call. You deal with the Flame Guard relatively well. You can lock him down. You naturally build into the Aghanim Scepter, of course. So it is heavily going to be dependent on how the laning stage goes, but it's always good to just have confidence in yourself and pick to play your game. Don't always pick to just counter the enemy at all times. And it's going to be a morphling. So Actually, yeah, that's probably the next best option that they had is the tanky ranged hero that's able to at least survive the initial burst through of damage.
All right. I do like the ending, of course. Natsumi, he does play a pretty mean Morphling. Love seeing
Hmm.
it coming out. Adroit, of course, definitely need to win this game too. Otherwise, they're knocked out completely from the BTS Pro Series Season 2. Either way, though, I've got to ask you, Danog, who has the better draft?
Uh, I just don't like that clockwork.
Well,
I feel like Adroit can bring this one back. They don't have the same level of aggression on Reality Rift that they did in game one, and they haven't like
10
cornered
seconds
a
remaining.
section of the market for themselves, for lack of a better saying. So
5
I feel
seconds
like when it
remaining.
goes head to head in terms of just skill, not that Reality Rift are poorly skilled, I just think Adroit when they're on, they're slightly above.
okay. I would have to agree with that. I mean, I do think Adroit definitely, if they are playing to their fullest extent, should be able to pull this off. I don't necessarily mind the RR draft, though, I'll be honest. I
Yeah.
personally like the clockwork, but I'm a bit biased. I do love the hero quite a bit. So,
Oh yeah. I love the hero. It's just not that great right now. So that's the thing.
think it'll get buffed to the next patch?
Uh, what would you buff about it?
I don't know. I've been spamming it to gain MMR, Danog. I don't really see a problem with it at the moment. But
Pubs are very different
very
to the
different,
pro
right,
scene, I
of course.
suppose.
I guess I don't know, the hero just seems great. Like its kit overall is pretty nice. Like, maybe I guess maybe laning stage presence, like maybe you could give him some armor or something. I don't his armor's pretty good.
Mm.
What would you
His
buff?
his issue is that he drops off a fair amount, so
I guess.
you can't make him really strong at all points of the game. Though my issue is, what does a clockwork do against a morphling and an axe? Realistically,
I get you. It doesn't do much. I agree with the morphling side of things. I think with the axe you can be quite disruptive though. Just
mm.
the using those conks, just pushing it back constantly can be quite frustrating in the middle of a team fight. I don't know. We'll find out soon. Hustler is the one who has to show us what he can do on this clock. See how it all pans out. Of course, again, Adroit do have to win this matchup. Otherwise, RR are going to make it through to the level round 2 of the lower bracket.
They would be up against Fnatic as well. So even if they're able to make it through this one, it's like, congratulations, here's your next opponent.
Hey, I think if they can beat Adroit, they can beat anyone. Adroit's, well, you know, it is Fnatic. I shouldn't say that, but
Yeah.
all right. I guess you're right, Danog. I guess you're right. It's still a very hard road for RR. Well, Boomy, he's going to go scout out Drew now. Drew must have, I probably didn't see the ward there. Did you not see the quap, though?
Maybe not.
They ping him out now. Might be an easy D ward there for the side of RR.
Pretty handy to have. I wonder if they'll give the have Drew purchase up the sentry ward just so that he gets the gold from it.
Don't mind that. They are going to secure both these top bounty runes, and the same will happen for the bot lane. RR do manage to get both bounty runes there, so a 2-for-2 trade. Of course, Natsumi won't bother trying to come in and contest any. Just wants to get ready for that laning stage. And it shouldn't really be too hard of a lane for him either. Like KYXY, yeah, shouldn't really be able to do too much. I think Natsumi should be very, very safe to just keep farming up in this bot lane, and you know, once you get to that level 3, level 4 mark, you just strength morph every time you're in trouble. You'll be fine. CML's also going to make his way slowly down to that bot lane. He's kind of left Natsumi alone for this first wave of creeps.
He's tanked up a fair bit of damage as well, but it's going to push underneath his tower, so he's alright with it.
He doesn't feel comfortable to get in range though. KYXY is kind of blocking the way there for Natsumi to actually secure creeps, and well, even Nuts with the Scatter Blast and Overwhelming Odds. That's a lot of damage out of this poor Morph. CML hasn't actually skilled anything up yet.
There we go.
There we are. Fire Spirits are now up. Scatterblast still there. They're just chasing Natsumi down. Another Fire Spirit flying out. KYXY though with the overwhelming odds. Natsumi still running away. Maybe one more hit, but no. It looks like they are going to just try and force the Morphling back. He does have 4 tangos. He should be just fine to regen. And they'll give him a salve anyway.
And he has to TP back to lane. He's just worried about getting his first last hit in the entire game. And well, to his credit, he finally does. But yeah, it just shows the importance of getting that level 3 up ASAP, because that shift rate of 1 per second isn't good enough.
Absolutely not. Mid lane, Mac also falling very, very low there to Alacrity. That Void Spirit, you're going to be a bit careful about how much damage you tank up as the Ember. I guess you'd kind of argue that in these earlier stages of this mid lane, Alacrity should have somewhat of an advantage on the Void Spirit.
Yeah, I would say so as well. You can see he's putting some points into the Flame Guard so that he can more easily contest. The Sleight of Fist is only going to do so much. Oh, nuts.
Bot lane, Natsumi does end up getting the kill, nuts. Not sure what he did there, John, but not John Danog. I assume he overextended.
Yeah, he was. He tanked up a couple of tower hits, which you cannot do as a level 2, even a strength support like Snapfire.
Yeah. Now, one lane we haven't really talked about, the top lane. Drew and Hustler are up there, up against Boomy and Bensoy. So far, decently... Or Drew is doing decently in terms of farm. Bensoy trying to slow him down on this axe by just zoning him out here. Drew can always just go into the range form and just be fine that way. Meanwhile, Boomy does get the courier of Drew on its way out, so nice little pick up there from the Quap. But now, with that timing, Bensoy is going to be chased down here by Hustler and Drew. Battery Sword and Kongs do land, and Bensoy will end up dying. And now Boomy, oh, he has a blink. He should be fine.
Yeah. Good bait out of a few, not necessarily abilities, but the time being spent farming up here on Drew, perhaps realizing how poorly the start of the lane has gone for Natsumi, and wanting to create that little bit of extra space, even if it means tanking up a lot of this damage himself.
Natsumi's still struggling quite a lot as well in that morph. He's still at 6 last hits. They've got complete domination of this bot lane, apart from maybe that first blood gold that went out to Natsumi. So every time he gets close, KYXY just use that overwhelming odds into the Scatter Blast, and well, he's strength morphing again, but you just see they just won't stop the chase. They really want to force him to lose a lot of that energy.
Yeah, and you get the sense that CML, he wants to be able to turn around and fight, but it just feels like a huge waste before he's level 3. He should get it with this creep, and now they'll instantly start the aggression.
That they will. However, same will happen there from RR. CML going to be a bit careful not to get too close, but the Fire Spirit damage is so darn good and nuts. Just trying to run away. One more Fire Spirit? No, he doesn't even need it. He'll just go for the right click and it'll be enough.
Nicely done. Playing their timings really well on Adroit. Despite the disastrous start to the lane, he's still neck and neck in terms of the net worth. A lot of that credit going, of course, to that first blood.
Yeah. Top lane, bit of a dive here onto Drew. Call is going to be there. Boomy with the Shadow Strike, and now Drew, he needs help. He'll lose his courier as well to make matters worse. He'll go for the Whirling Axes now, trying to chase down Bensoy. That Shadow Poison may still tick him out, but Hustler does get the kill. And Drew, does he need to be denied? No.
Oh.
He'll be alright. But Bensoy, Battle Hunger.
Oh no!
He needs to turn around and get a last hit. No, he has the Tango running. He's actually regenning through it. He's fine. Close call.
It was, and just overstaying his welcome a little bit there with Boomy, although the turnaround to Drew, they're still going to get the kill here onto Bensoy.
Yeah, he should die to Hustler. The battery sword not being... oh, come on now. It wasn't bouncing at all to the axe, but it does finally get there. Hustler will take the 2 T1 tower hits for that, but it's well worth it. Still, this is going to allow Boomy to just farm up decently in the in this off lane.
Mm-hmm. Hustler as well, given the freedom to rotate through and grab at least one of these bounty runes. The other one go in the way of Mac. He bottled it up. But will Hustler, yep, go down towards contesting this power rune? Well, doesn't look like he wants a bar of it. Hopefully for him, Alacrity is still able to secure one of these runes.
Nope.
No, he is not. Mac gets the one on the bot side of the map.
Oh, that's going to be great for Mac now. That double damage straight down to the bot lane. KYXY and should be aware that this might be happening, as now he will have to find out the hard way. He'll try to make a run for it, but Mac pops the double damage. Does have the chains and remnants, of course. Nuts now showing himself, trying to get that cookie off. He'll turn around onto CML, but the fire spirits are going to come in, and Nuts just can't survive through the damage. Will go down. Even Hustler top lane almost dying there to Ben Soy, but it's a great couple kills for Adroit.
It is, and taking efficiency out of the map as well. Boomy, during all of that, just sat in the mid lane, able to grab a couple of creeps for himself, hit onto his level 4, and now that level 2 Shadow Strike even more potent.
This is definitely not the same start that RR had last game. So we'll see how they kind of do from a bit of a deficit. I guess you've still got the Saving Grace and Alacrity there on that Void Spirit. Because at that level 7 mark, he's been farming very nicely on the Void Spirit, but in terms of net worth, it doesn't really translate as well. Like, his CS is high, but apart from that, his net worth is still at 2.5k. But with that level 7, he could go for some fights. But Mac is going to try and pressure. Aether Remnant doesn't latch. Mac's still just going. Just doesn't care.
I mean, at this point of the game, on this Ember Spirit, how are you supposed to go through 500 magic block? You can't, you know? Even you saw there with the Astral Step and the Resonant Pulse, it's not enough.
No, it definitely isn't. Suppose they might just wait for KOXY to get that level 6 and maybe make a rotation down bot. See if they could get Natsumi, but it has begun. Alacrity going onto Mac. Nuts is around, but again, that Flame Guard just keeping him so safe. And he should have remnants anyway, and he does. In fact, he gets an illusion rune on his way out. So, nothing's really lost for this Ember Spirit. He's just more than happy to come back into the lane. However, it could have worked against him. The cookie! They do get the kill in the end.
Yeah, nicely done. Supports end up showing up after the fact, and I wouldn't say it's a little bit of a delayed response because he was feeling a little bit too confident with the Illusion Rune bottle. It does a lot, but can't save you from that chain stun.
That it cannot. We do have the KYXY LC now at level 6 as well. I wonder if they start trying to, you know, make a play with that Jewel and the Void Spirit. In fact, KYXY is going to be surrounded. Mac's going to be there. Natsumi as well with CML. He does overwhelming odds, but now the Remnants forward. Mac just trying to get a chains off very soon. No, he'll go for the Remnants, then the chain. But press the attack will be there. KYXY will run out of there. Wow.
Yeah. I'm liking it. Good patience to be able to hold off onto that press the attack. Make sure he's able to escape. Oh, another dive deep going in here onto Boomy.
Yeah,
They wouldn't dive at tier 2, would they?
Think about it. Don't believe the Astral Step range is quite long enough anyway. But Nuts is going to stick around there in the tree line as well. So it looks like they're trying to set up for some kind of mid-tier 1 tower fight. Max is going to try and take his stacks now, but Alacrity is going to spot it, and so is Hustler. They are going to contest. Mac doesn't really want to give all these creeps away, but it looks like he has no choice in the matter. They're going to make the jump. Now Cookie from Nuts won't really land. Ben Soy, Boomy both going to be there with CML, and now the core comes out with the dunk onto Nuts and Hustler as well. He will die. The only man left, Alacrity, is still trying to fight. He'll go back onto Boomy, but it doesn't seem like he has enough damage output to really take down this Queen of Pain yet. He'll try for the bounty, does get it. Now the Dissimulate going back onto Boomy, still with the Astral Step now, should have enough, and he does get it. As Boomy does blink away, but he doesn't want to lose his life for this. He'll try after CML, won't have enough. Mac now coming in on the Ember, they're looking for that call. Alacrity is still just running for his life. Dissimulate back on the table, but no, the call is there from Ben, that'll be enough.
It's a lot of space created, though, to give that one up.
Jewel?
A lot of them, and they get the Jewel off, but he's fairly strength morphed. He should be okay.
Should be, but the
the
ensnares
root,
have come out. Yeah, he's getting him rooted up, but the Battle Trance, he doesn't get another one. They'll chase him down. The range form, it'll be enough. And so now you really don't mind losing Alacrity in that mid lane when you consider Natsumi going down in the Morphling.
No, absolutely not. The kill going over to Drew as well, so solidifying his place at the top of the net worth, but you have to be a little bit concerned for KYXY on this Legion Commander, falling a little bit behind there, about 800 net worth at this point. And well, Hustler,
Gonna go
in
into
trouble.
Hustler. Yeah, there's a hook shot with the kisses. Mac, he might need to leave. Sonic Wave comes out. Mac, why is he still there? He has no remnants left, that's why. Alacrity now with the astral step will take him out. They'll continue the fight. Boomy chasing KYXY, but the press the attack. It'll keep him alive. He wants the turn now. Alacrity to join in, and he will. KYXY somehow surviving. He may tick out to the urn, though no, they give him a bottle charge, and he'll TP out. And,
Even give him the second. So some nice team play coming out there from RR.
Drew's in trouble though. Ben Soy's making the chase there on the axe. Does get the dunk off in time. He knows he's going to die for this, but at least he does get the troll.
Yeah. I mean, Alacrity, it's good that he gets the cleanup here, and I suppose you want to be snowballing into the mid game, but it's all about protecting the troll and enabling him to be able to farm. And yeah, up until this point, he's done a decent job here on Drew to be at the top of the leaderboard, but he needs to be well and truly ahead. You know, he cannot die in order to make this Reality Rift draft work.
Absolutely. Mid lane, Chains coming out in Alacrity now. Mac does have a double damage rune bottled up, but he'll just hold it. Like the side of RR are going to slowly start sieging away at that bottom tier 1 tower that really hasn't been taken yet. Hook shot, going to be perfect from Hustler, but can he stop him from diving? No, KYXY couldn't get in for the duel. Now Ben Soy has a blink up on the axe, going for a call. They'll try onto Drew. He'll just run away. He does have that ulti up, but Ben still waiting for the next call. Remnant's going to be forward there from Mac. He will pop the battle trance now. Drew just trying to survive. Jewel out there onto that axe as well. Now Alacrity joins in. Mac, he does kill off the troll, but it may cost him his life, and it does. Alacrity with the double kill. CML should be able to just run away, and he will. So does Boomy.
Yeah, I mean, Troll goes down in the end, but still, I believe that was dual damage going the way of Reality Rift, so very happy with that. And to get a 2-for-1 trade, yeah, happy with that kind of trade-off. The Clockwork even messing up, I don't want to say messing up, but not ideal to be able to push a Phoenix out of it, out of the cog, sorry, because the immediate dual follow-up just wasn't quite there.
Bot lane. Icarus dive out from CML. This has allowed Natsumi to get to the top of the net worth board though after that kill onto Drew. In fact, he's about 800 gold ahead of that Troll Warlord now. And Natsumi is going for the shotgun build and might have it up sooner rather than later. Though bot lane, Jewel is going to be there on Boomy. So KYXY does get a bit more Jewel damage for himself on this LC. Looks like he'll just go back into that bottom tier 1 tower, which is still remaining. They'll finally pick it up.
I wonder what CML's building into, because you've already got the Queen of Pain who's purchased up the Urn of Shadows and is going to follow it up with a Spirit Vessel. You've got your Tranquils, you've got your Magic Wand. What else is really needed, and especially, what are you going to have the freedom to use in this team fight? Maybe something like a Veil, but it'd be pretty odd for a 5 to buy that.
It would. Not sure what else he could go for. Like, you could... It's not very standard to go for, like, 4-staffs and Glimmer Capes on a Phoenix.
No, you want to be as far away from the middle of a team fight as you can.
We'll find out later on, I guess. Adroit, right now, they've smoked up mid. They did take the tier 1 mid tower, by the way. It's a big take there for them, and as you can see, RR just don't feel confident to get out of their own triangle, but Boomy now places a ward, and Alacrity will go in. Ben Soy, however, misses the call. A great dodge out. Alacrity pressed the attack, will save him, and now Hook won't land, but they get the duel off onto Mac with the kisses, and it will be enough once again from KYXY. With that, they can try to go into that mid tower themselves. Back Ben Soy, call, gonna be on 2 with the egg. Natsumi does come in onto Alacrity. No, they're gonna go after Nuts. Nuts gets in there with a little shredder, but they dunk him before he can get the last shot off. And Hustler now is gonna be caught and will die. What a dunk that was.
Continue this follow-up, maybe. No, just backing off now. The Blink Dagger on the axe. He's keen to make stuff happen all throughout the map, and yeah. Quite keen to try and finish off that Phoenix Egg, especially while he is still only level 8. Looks like he's just going into that max spell damage build, so really going to be impactful against this this lineup of Reality Rift that probably wants to be tanking up a fair amount in the near future.
Certainly so. He was so close to finishing off that egg.
One hit. Yep.
Just that dunk coming in from Ben Soy, just going to be barely enough.
Dire's middle tower is under
And top lane, Alacrity. He's going to go on to Boomy. Aether Remnant actually does connect. Boomy, no blink away yet. He does now. He's dead, though. Okay, I mean, it's not the worst loss in the world for Adroit.
It's like one of those. It's happened a couple of times now. One of those anime moments where, you know, the character dashes through them and then they blink away and then they're like, "Oh, you're already dead. Sorry about that," and then they die off screen.
Battle Fury up as well on the troll now. Drew gonna be able to escalate his farm a little bit. You'll see CML in the tree line just ready to set up on Drew if he deems it necessary, but there's nobody else around him. So smoke up from RR.
He just wants experience at this point. That's me still not holding on to any neutral item, which well, we're a little confused about, but he should be able to pick one up soonish.
You always get bothered by that when somebody's not holding one.
Efficiency, man.
It's true, I agree. Oh, waveform in from Natsumi. That's going to be scattered out. Hustler, he has hookshot.
Well,
Radiant's
Did
bottom
they...
tower is under
Oh, he gets the use off in time. And now, Natsumi, hookshot in as well with the Mortimer's Kisses. He can't get out. That is so unfortunate that they got him in the last second.
oh,
Bot lane, egg being popped, Drew. Trying to run out of here. He has Battle Trance. He won't use it yet. Now the Sunray out. He does get it off in time, but they just dunk him. Now Alacrity.
Alacrity's in the middle.
He is. He gets called up. He's just trapped and he is dead. Ben Soy dunks him as well. Now Nuts trying to run away, but probably won't be able to. A fair bit of damage out with the shotgun, but it's a triple kill out from Ben Soy.
He's got another blink call.
And there's Hustler. In fact, he might even get a rampage if KYXY is not too careful. They come in. No dunk yet. There's the Ultra. Now KYXY, run away, sir. You don't want to give the rampage over to Ben Soy. He may have no choice. Ben is waiting for that right moment. He will go in now. KYXY still trying to run away, but Ben, he's in range. Press attack. No, won't matter. The rampage is there for Ben Soy. Press the attack, even kind of helping him out there. And all the tips will come out for the axe.
tower is under attack.
Pretty handy little injection of gold that he was able to grab for himself there. I mean, let me do some quick maths, but I feel like that was around 1,400 or so from a single team fight.
Why not, right? I mean, you did get a rampage after all. You deserve that much gold. Adroit, they control up the map. They're 5k ahead. As far as I can tell, like you've still got farm coming out on Drew, but there's just so much more coming out on Natsumi now. He's got the full shotgun on the way. It's just in the courier. This is when it begins to get very, very scary for the side of RR.
So something that we didn't quite spot out. You know when Natsumi died on that top side of the map?
Yep.
So he waveformed into the creep, the small camp. The
Yes.
waveform killed the creep. It dropped Vampire Fangs, so he didn't have a neutral item, and he was already using his TP during that. So not only does he die and have his TP put on cooldown, but he also loses the Vampire Fangs over to Reality Rift. So
Wow.
3 horrible things happening.
Oh well, Natsu. I'm sure he's over it after that rampage from Ben Soy. I'm sure he's fine with it. They are going to go for the Roshan plate as well.
Ben Soy, he's got the rampage, he's feeling himself, and he's just like 1v1 me Roshan. I got this.
With the damage there from Natsumi, it's not going to be too hard to take this out. Well, it seems as though RR either have no idea this is happening or have no choice in the matter. I believe they have no idea this is happening. There's no vision around that Roshan pit. They do get it, Adroit. Give it to Natsumi. He already has the shotgun up. Trying to probably make a play with that very, very soon. They are going to start heading up towards that top tier 2 tower.
They're going for the dive here onto Hustler. He might have to hookshot defensively, but there's no creeps to do it.
Oh, I like the cogs, but it's not going to be enough. The chains are there, the call's there. Hustler is just going to die here. It's just a matter of who gets the kill. And Natsumi came in to take it, but CML, the one to get it with the Fire Spirit damage.
Are fortified.
my kill. It's my turn.
They'll get an easy tier 2 tower as well, Adroit. Again, RR, I mean, the best they can do is try to go for that mid tier 1 tower. But even then, they don't seem to be able to find that.
Yeah, I don't think they needed to stay there on Adroit with the entire team. They had enough things pushing forwards, and that's pretty handy, the Essence Ring. He's going to send it all the way back to base, but Ember Spirit's going to have it coming out to him to replace that Ocean Heart.
Nice item.
Dire's top tower is
Speaking
under
of Mac,
attack.
he's roaming through the mid lane, trying to find a target for himself, but it looks like he's just going to get a creep wave. Alacrity now, giving the pings out onto the Phoenix, CML. But he looks to be okay as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think more than anyone else, CML's very happy with how this game's gone so far. He's scattered out this Observer Word up on the high ground, but it's probably going to expire before they have a chance to fully deal with it.
Huss is getting a bit chased down here by Boomy. Hook shot in with the Yules though. They kind of, they didn't really, they mismanaged a little bit, but they should have enough. No, the blink away, they can't finish off the kill. And while that was happening, the mid tier 2 tower gets taken out by Adroit. They just run it down.
Spirit Vessel obtained. That's pretty handy for Hustler, and he's going into the Ags next. So that's a very greedy build for a position 4, but especially when you're sitting last on the net worth overall. But when you're having a game like they have, oh, they found out Nuts.
Yeah, he's gonna die very easily. It was a great blind call from Ben Soy, just in the tree line, and he actually ended up getting it. So,
Position 5 Phoenix, who has a Sange finished and is only 800 gold away from a Halberd at 23 minutes with a couple of Null Talismans. He is doing a ton of work this game.
that's the dream. I think it's he's been holding that Philosopher's Stone for a while, which is definitely helping him out.
Dire's bottom
Adroit,
tower
bottom T1 gone. Natsumi does not intend to back off with that Aegis. Apparently, he's going for the tier 2 now. There's no creep wave around, but they are set up for it. Alright, they're not really able to find much. Like, they're trying to get the top tier 1 tower, but they're not reacting anywhere near as fast.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, now they can start the TP rotations backwards. You can see they're trying to go in onto Mac, but it's going to be a little slow.
Hook shot is there. Bensoy with the call now onto the LC, just controlling KYXY up. Now the egg from CML not being controlled at all. Hustler, he's going to TP out of there, but he'll leave Alacrity behind, and well, Mac's not done. He does want to go after that LC. I don't think you can actually lock down KYXY. Still has press the attack available to spam. And
He does.
just stay in the tree line now.
Yeah, they've spotted out this double damage rune on the top side of the river though, so Mac's happy to snare that one up. Even he's gone a Helvet's Halberd, so right now it's just about locking down this Troll Warlord, making sure he's as useless as possible. And do we have any Yule Scepters just yet? No, not quite, but that's the next item on the agenda for Boomy.
Okay. Plenty of ways to just shut down the only hope that RR may have left in that troll. They are starting to run out of options. Drew,
Speaking of the Troll, they're hunting him a little bit.
they know he's around there somewhere. Mac,
But where?
nice
Oh,
sleight of fist. He does get him. There he is. Ben Sawyer. Oh, they run right past him. Drew, he's out.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That shouldn't have happened.
they're still looking. Where could he have gone?
I guess Natsumi, he's got to be careful on that morph. He is agi-morphing, currently sitting at 700 HP. He's got to be a little bit careful. Shotgun won't be enough. He'll keep going, but now Cookie is out from Nuts and Battle Trance to be popped. That was an Aegis, but that's your Battle Trance down, and now Ben Soy gets in there with the called Blade Mail. Drew in trouble though. No, they kill off Natsumi. They control him up with the hook shot. And now, with the jewel out onto that Phoenix, maybe they get CML as well. Sonic Wave is there. Drew still man-fighting, does go after Bensoy, does kill him off as well. Boomy does eventually finish off Hustler, or rather it was Mac. But CML, oh, he does get out in time. The Aether Element was there, but it wasn't quite on point. That successful team
Not
fight.
ideal, right? Getting a little bit too overconfident. You know, the early game going in their favor, having the Aegis available. He was only about 50 or 100 gold away from finishing up that Manta style, so could have gotten away from a lot of that early aggression that was coming out, and even just Supernova having 5 or 10 seconds left on the cooldown could have made that fight go much more in Adroit's favor.
Can they capitalize enough, though, with the time they have? Like, you've got Natsumi back up now, you have Bensoi back up in 5 seconds. They glyph the bottom tier 2 tower. Doesn't really seem like they're going to get much out of this.
I think they should be able to secure the remainder of this one, and, well, no, they're making the TPs down. They're trying to get the pick off here.
Gets a call on one, it's just on Drew, he wants that dunk, but there's a jewel coming out now from KYXY. Sonne there, can they actually burst down this axe? Not quite, now Drew does die. Nuts trying to TP out, there goes KYXY, and now I imagine Nuts is also dead. Oh no.
I feel like Drew had the battle trance available at the end of
Natsumi?
that team fight.
Alacrity just kind of comes back in and just takes out Natsumi.
Agimorph will do that to you.
That it will. Well, I'm sure that they're not that happy about that, but it's still a nice little consolation prize for the side of Reality Rift. And so they buy themselves a little more time. Has given enough time for Alacrity to get the Ags up now, so you've got that double silence with the Resonant Pulse.
It's pretty handy. And he's nearly got that level 20 as well. So again, just creating a little bit more space. Not that he needs too much more of that time. Only 400 or so gold away from finishing up that BKB. Perhaps Troll wants to wait until level 20 before they start to get a bit more aggressive. Just for that little bit of extra damage in team fights or survivability.
Perhaps. Well, yeah, he'll go back to farming for now. So I don't think there's much time for RR to really to relax here.
Quickening Charm, lots of good items coming out here for Reality Rift side.
See if they can make use of it though. I mean, who's gonna hold that telescope on RR?
Pretty good for Nuts.
Yeah, I guess. He's got the shovel right now. You may as well just give him the telescope.
Save from a bit further away. He's building into a Yules himself, so if an axe comes in, you just Yules him up. Suddenly there's not that all that return damage coming through.
Okay. Well, they've smoked up now. Spiderleg's just found by that creep he dug up from the shovel. So that's a bit lucky there for Nuts. He'll take it for himself. Drew, though, getting jumped on. Blade Mail, Sonic Wave, they blow him up. The egg is there as well, just in case. That was a very, very quick turn of events there for RR.
That was a lot. They're going to try and go in onto KYXY here. He's got the blink available. Backs off just in time. Lucky that it's nighttime.
Chains up on Alacrity, though. That top lane, he's going to try and dissimulate out of this situation. Yule's up as well. Has an Astral Step charge available. He will go down towards the south, but they are still on top of him. He does kill off Natsumi, gets Hustler as well. Bensoi ended up dying in that mid lane, but you do eventually find Alacrity. All these trades are still going the way of Adroit. Like, it's nothing too bad's happening for them here.
Happy to make the trades. And do they have enough time? Oh, they've already got all their tier 3 items. I really feel like that telescope needs to go over onto the Snapfire ASAP. He finally picks it up. Just for that slight extra save potential as well that it's going to have through the Fire Snap cookie.
Definitely so. The Spiderleg's over to the Clockwork. Hustler's still been working towards that Aghanim Scepter as well on that clock. You did call it out and say it was a bit greedy, and I gotta agree. It's I mean, he's getting there. I just wonder how much of a difference is it gonna make.
No, buying back here, heavy commitment.
They knew the Roshan was happening. RR smoke up straight down to that Roshan pit. Adroit already probably know that's where they're going. They're just waiting on the high ground.
I'm liking this from Boomy, keeping the bottom wave pushed out. It's not really where you want to be right now as Radiance, so anytime that you get to sneak out some farm, it's always going to be a good situation. Although Drew, he's quickly taking this.
He's got scouted out though by Mac, and well, now they're going to make it very evident that they know. Chains out on Drew. Bensoi misses the call there. He actually Not pop the Blade Mail yet. They'll drop the egg, but Drew's trying to take care of that. Nice Sonic Wave though to zone him out. Alacrity, he can't do it. The egg will pop off, and now with the call, they take down Drew again before he even gets the ulti off. Natsumi will buy it back after dying to Hustler, but you haven't got that troll to worry about, so you can just keep going if you're Adroit. KYXY may actually die out here as Bensoi is on the chase, and Mac is still going after Alacrity as well. Nice 8th Remnant to drag him onto the cliff. He's got Remnants in 5 seconds. Nuts. Yeah, you're not getting out of there, sir. Nice attempt.
Bensoi and Boomy were going hunting, but no need. You can just back up and go straight into this Roshan. Absolutely fantastic Sonic Wave coming through from Boomy, pushing people away. That impact of it is underrated heavily by a lot of people in the community. Just being able to reposition people throughout fights. There's no way that you can block the movement coming through. Even through that BKB, you get pushed back. So it's it made the Phoenix Egg survive on one hit. You know, it literally turned around that entire team fight. You don't have the sustained potential if you don't have that second Sunray that's able to follow up, as well as the stun that they were able to get off.
Well, now Adroit feeling confident to go back after that bottom tier 2 tower, the final outer tower for RR. They're starting to slowly run out of options here, RR. Like, even Drew, he's still top of the net worth board. That's just not the problem, though. It's just the control there from Adroit is way too high.
This poor troll, man. What can he do? He's got to contend against 2 halberds, a Yule Scepter, sorry, 2 Yule Scepters, and an E-Blade.
Macri tried to jump in there on Boomy, but the hookshot missed. Not only that, but even the axe dunk. He just gets dunked on every time. Yeah, the call, right? So, Adroit, Natsumi just pushes down the bottom tier 3 tower by himself now. 13k net worth lead.
He's going into the right build here on Drew. He's already got the S&Y and he's going into the Satanic. Probably less so for the lifesteal and more just for the status resistance. So he was wishing that he picked up the Titan Sliver on his team, because he's just being chain CC'd right now.
Shotgun, KYXY, he'll be okay. Natsumi going back in for that Rax though. No, he might decide to back off though. Bensoi.
Well, that was about on Bensoi.
No blink used. Now, 8th the Remnant gonna catch onto Natsumi. They do get the silence off. Sunray is going to heal him up. Call again, doesn't really land on anything. The egg is there, but they just use up Drew. There is the little shredder, but again the Sonic Wave, no. It's not going to be enough this time. Nuts does get the kill. Now Bensoi going to try and run as Drew is in that battle trance mode. He pops the Blade Mail, shotgun as well. Drew needs to run back with the spider legs that he actually picked up. They did at least get the Aegis of Natsumi. That'll be it. Oh, hook shot. Yeah, he tried to hookshot onto the axe, but he kind of got blocked by a creep wave, and well, now he's just gonna die. They did end up getting the melee barracks, so it looks like it's enough for Adroit to just hang back and just go reset for a bit.
Yeah, that fight probably went as good as Reality Rift could have hoped for. A couple of missed blink calls. He hadn't taken any damage. His blink was not off cooldown. I think it was just a little bit of manual error coming out that time. And the third one just landing onto nobody, essentially. Didn't even use it the way we were talking about during the draft, right? That Supernova was put in a pretty optimistic position. And, you know, if you've got that blink call that can be used to counter-engage against it, then it can really catch it out. And if they won that team fight there, you'd hazard a guess to say they probably won the game.
Absolutely. It's like Adroit will just maintain control of the map though for now. There's plenty of items to go for here for Adroit. Have a look at that Dota Plus win probability, and well, it's currently sitting at 90% for this Adroit side. Some good stats there for them. Drew is still just going to be trying to get that Satanic up, and I guess once you do have the Satanic, maybe that's the point where you can actually try and fight back. With all that status resist you do get.
Status resist, but also when you pop that battle trance, right now he's always scared that Bensoi is just going to be able to dunk him. So at least being able to survive just outside of that dunk threshold is going to be pretty important for him.
Absolutely. He'll just focus on farming that up. It's like Adroit. They still have the cheese there on Natsumi. They could try and apply more pressure if they wish. For now, they're just going to control that die side jungle, and it looks like they are going to go after an Eye of Skadi there on Natsumi.
They're just trying to find farm wherever they can right now on Reality Rift, sticking all together, not being efficient with it, but it's kind of a situation of necessity. They might find Alacrity here.
Nice Aether Element though. Will stop the chase. He does have the Aghanim Scepter on the Ember. Could keep trying, but we'll just let him go.
I think there was a Wraith Band just sold by Drew, so he's purchased up his Reaver, only 550 gold away from completing that Satanic. And, well, we've also got more neutral items coming in another 10 seconds.
Okay. Well, there will be a smoke up from Adroit. Down to that bot lane, they were trying to go after that Void Spirit, but he does TP out in time. And, well, you've still got the option there for Nuts on the Snapfire, but he should be fine to just run away. But now, we have a Scythe device up on Boomy. That escalated quickly.
That's scary.
Now I'm going to go high ground now, it seems.
130 gold. You don't want to be fighting 5-slotted, but you might need to just sell that magic wand.
May have to. Aether Remnant gonna latch onto the axe. They do force him underneath the tier 3. Now with the jewel from KYXY, maybe you can kill off this axe. They do get Bensoy. Now Hustler going in for the hook, does refresh with the axe, and now Natsumi will die. Alright, the axe pays off. Well, the egg pops off as well, but it won't matter. You've already lost 2 of your big cores. Alacrity chasing for more, so is KYXY and Drew. But CML going to be able to TP out in time on the Phoenix, and it looks like Boomy is just going to be able to blink his way out on the Queen of Pain. But they'll hold high ground.
They do hold high ground and put themselves in a pretty decent position. No buyback for a minute still on this Morphling, and he's a little bit of gold short. Should be able to have it up by the time that the timer expires, but well, with that kill on the axe, that was enough to get the troll his Satanic, and he's even got a 900 gold buffer here as well, so not going to be super far until he's got that buyback available for himself as well.
Alright, well Drew, he'll go after that mid-tier 2, of course. He does attack that tower very, very quick. Press the attack. Plus there'll be a Solar Crest coming out soon, but hook shot from Hustler. Now the follow-up to make sure he can't dive, and they'll get the jewel off. Hustler making the plays, and now suddenly RR.
I'm really liking this from Nuts as well. He's using the little shredder to perfection. If you hold off the right clicks from it, the attacks from the tower are slowed up a fair amount, and so he made sure his creep wave wasn't cleared out until the very last minute. It allowed them to take that tower, and now they're going to put some pressure onto this melee racks.
That they will. Bensoy got to be careful. His blink continues to get cancelled up, and Drew does almost have that melee barracks. The backdoor protection is going to be a little bit annoying for him.
They got to get out.
Will they though? Hook shot in again. Hustler doesn't have the rearm this time, but they've gone on to Boomy. He'll blink away.
Morphling's back.
He is. Natsumi TPing back in. RR shotgun. Nuts will be okay, but now the remnants, they'll keep chasing. Yule's out. They want to keep going, RR. They want to see if they can find a huge opening, but now Bensoy gets the call for the Blade Mail. Drew, he's in trouble. Scythe the Vice. Sonic Wave, but now the jewel from KYXY. Bensoy does end up actually going down to Drew with the Battle Trance, and he still has a Satanic. He'll keep fighting. Bensoy, he just brought back, but they can't kill off Drew. He'll just regen all the way back up to full HP. Drew's whacking away. They can't get him yet, though.
It's a good supernova.
It is the egg. It's going to be able to pop once again now. They're getting low. The Hex is there, and Drew will end up dying. KYXY now just going to run away with Alacrity. He will TP. Oh, that was such a close call for Adroit, but it does work out for them.
Making a really gutsy call to go in while that Morphling is respawning, and probably doesn't know that he has buyback, but you've always got that risk of just a 2 live Morphling at top of the Radiant net worth, and you're fighting inside his base. He's going to be at full health and mana. Meanwhile, they were kind of sitting a little bit depleted.
They definitely were. Just maybe a bit of desperation from RR. Now you've got to probably commit that buyback on Drew. He'll wait it out, but that mid-rax is going to go down.
Dire's middle barracks are
Looking in tier 4s.
Look on KYXY, Scythe device is out. Alacrity, the Aetherman will hold down Mac, but they're going to blow him up. Now the buybacks fly out. They're going to fight underneath those tier 4 towers, but everyone's out of there. Adroit just very quick to leave.
Really nice disengage, and even the range racks going down to those last siege creeps.
They're still trying though, at least after Ben Soy. This will be a dieback on the Axe. Aetherman locks him in. They'll get a jewel. So ultimately, yeah, you lost that mid-rax. You got the dieback on the Axe now, RR. What's the play? Do they rush down mid again?
No, they don't need to. Roshan's up in 10 seconds. They know they've got this dieback on Adroit with the Axe, and with a Troll, you can always take it really quickly.
3 seconds
They've got
now.
the vision as well with Hustler. He's just going to stand in it. Ooh.
Alright,
There we go.
he gets it. So Drew gonna meet up there.
So we've got a Dagon now on our Void Spirit. They're just trying to pop this this Morphling as soon as they can.
I don't mind that. Like, if you could just burst him down with all this magic output that Alacrity has. So, not too bad. Mac jumps
Gutsy
in.
play.
He gets silenced up, but no ensnares coming out from Drew. They'll keep going, that Roshan getting very, very low. Drew just not stopping. Mac has one more remnant to throw. He does put it out, but now Hustler has hooked in onto that Phoenix. They can blow him up. CML, he does get the Yules off just in the nick of time, but the
Supernova?
Cogs,
No.
nuts, no. He will go down. The Aegis has been picked up by Mac, however. Drew couldn't get it. They just Yuled him up, so go for the fight now onto Boomy. He will kill off the Queen of Pain. Now the Jewel. They will deny off the Aegis completely. They get him a second time. Aether Remnant will lock him in. They need some nets, and no, they don't. They got the Cogs. And now Alacrity want to get the dieback off onto CML, but he'll Icarus dive away.
It'll be enough to get him away, but what was looking pretty solid for Adroit is suddenly going a bit more in Reality Rift's favor. I know it's a 10k net worth lead still, but they're walking down mid.
It's time to do it, boys. Dagon's up. Level 4 now.
Was that second Roche or third?
I could have sworn it was the second.
Okay. Not third. Queen of Pain has the refresher shard on her.
Oh. Oh, you are correct. Alright, that was the third Roshan. That's a bit more of a big deal now. Buyout from Boomy. Ben Soy going to get in there with the Blade Mail and the call, but Drew is going to remain safe. Just trying to run back now after the buybacks. Hustler is going to fall low, refreshes the hookshot, could go into Natsumi. There's going to be an egg, however. Hookshot doesn't really land there. And, well, what do? They can't take down the egg, so it looks like Nuts is just going to have to die here. Drew's just going to make a run for it with his BKB. Ben Soy is on the chase, however. It is definitely running out. They should be able to hold him down with those chains now. Ben Soy coming in, looking for that core blade mail. He doesn't have that blink off cooldown yet. Drew still has a Satanic, but no, there's the Hex from Boomy. Now the Sonic Wave. Hustler goes down as well. Alacrity jumping back into the backlines, trying to get that Phoenix buyback. He will, but he's got to get himself out. As KYXY
doesn't have buyback.
No, he doesn't. He's been caught out. Ghost Scepter, or rather the shotgun, won't really save him. And Hustler, well, at least he does hookshot out of there on the clock. But this is the best opportunity that Adroit have had, and literally no one on the map has buyback at all.
Not at all. And they're trying to go in, catch out this Snapfire, especially now that your position for Queen of Pain has reached that level 25. So you've got the Screen of Pain, Fear in combination through with the Scythe of Vice. I don't think they can defend this. They've got no money right now on the Troll Warlord.
You'd think they wouldn't be able to. Natsumi, he's going to go straight through mid. Hookshot, Hustler, how do you save this? Alacrity jumps in as well. They're trying to blow him up. Natsumi, he dies. Now Ben Soy dies as well.
What?
They don't have buybacks. Boomy, he's been Yulesed up. It's the Aghanim Scepter clockwork though.
I'm not so easily distracted.
He's just perma-stunning Natsumi.
I take back everything I said about Clockwork falling off. You just got to get him that Ag Scepter, man.
It's working out real well. That's 4 heroes, no... Oh my. I mean, if Drew was up right now, this game could actually theoretically be over.
Mac needs to go and grab these bounty runes right now, because then at least you'll have this buyback on the Morphling.
He'll get it. 10 gold away. Mac will get the second bounty. So There's going to be a double damage. No, haste room pops up just at that 46-minute mark, so Hustler will take it and bottle it up for himself.
Oh, they're trying to go for something here. You've got Clockwork again. Another 10 seconds until he's able to use that overclock. Will it be enough to get the full lockdown?
I don't think they're going to have enough time. By the time Drew respawns, like, how fast could he possibly run down here? It's like they may just kind of just drag this out, go for the easy the top tier 2 tower play, and just take what you can get.
It's a risky one, you know. It feels like Adroit still have this in a pretty achievable position. It's just about waiting for a few more of those buybacks.
Radiant's top
They're opting to go slow, though.
They'll have to. Drew has connected now in the mid lane, so they'll start off that tier 2 tower. They may just go high ground as well, though. Like, they may just want to clear out those outer towers. They'll back off. All right, so not risking anything.
Nope, understandable. You've got that Morphling back up online. Man, Phoenix, he hasn't got a new item in a long time, but the Witless Shaco coming out onto it means that, yeah, good luck killing him.
True. It's going to be a bit of time to get through that much HP, and in all fairness, it has been mostly Hustler on the clock that's been continuously perma-stunning him through the team fights. But this time, he should be okay.
This could be big for Natsumi as well, just getting that Prince's Knife, the tier 4 neutral item. So if they can get the initial burst onto the Troll Warlord or even the Void Spirit, that could be huge. Oh, just having the Illusionist's Cape as well for Drew. You can just toss him down toss the creep down the wave, or the illusion rather, and create a ton more pressure towards the Radiant side of the map.
I like the fact that they've also given that Ninja Gear over to Hustler. Just going to allow him to really position quite nicely on this clock.
That and the Spider Legs, both really effective.
Absolutely. And Drew
Pop's just trying to tank up right now. He's going into the Aeon Disc, realizing, well, I don't have buyback for 3 minutes, 20 seconds, so may as well start buying up some HP.
once you've got that Abyssal up on Drew, feels like this this troll could be even bigger of a problem as well. He's gonna have it soon.
Yeah. They've got the leveler as well available for him, so he's going to be able to stack up those fervor stacks even quicker. Combine that together with the solar crest, and it's a scary prospect to fight into.
It sounds like perfect balance to me.
Perfectly balanced.
Just gonna stick around here. Adroit, they've got that Aeon Disc now up on Boomy, so he'll feel quite a substantial bit safer. He's even going for the Ethereal Blade now. It's another way to disarm this troll. Adroit smoking up as well.
They've got this Shiva's Guard now on the Ember Spirit. I just don't know how effective it's going to be, you know? Like 45 reduced movement speed when you've got all this attack speed right now on the Troll Warlord. It just doesn't feel like it's going to be the game changer for him. Maybe something like, I don't know, an AC could have been the real difference.
radiant are
I'd agree with you on that. They do scan out the smoke from RR. They're gonna run right into each other. RR gonna just hold that high ground. The pings are there.
More
They know
buybacks available though.
certainly is. Drew just going to keep going in. Alacrity, first up, does get the use off on Ben Soy, but he's been hexed. Now Mac jumps in as well. Alacrity almost gets bursted down, but not
Nice
quite
egg.
yet. Now the Sunray with the egg, of course, is going. Alacrity has bought back, but it looks like they are going to lose two straight off the bat. Nuts without buyback as well. Now Drew pops the BKB and the Battle Trance, but who does he go after?
They're just running away.
Yeah, Natsumi called Sonic Wave. They control him up this time around. He is stuck. How do you get out of this? You probably don't, Drew. You just die. Alacrity now coming back in, but he needs to get out. KYXY. No, Alacrity, he's back in there. He does get Boomy, but now what? He'll astral step to the east. Just run away. They'll get KYXY. Hustler might just need a hook shot right here, right now, and he missed. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. And that's it for him as well. He does not have buyback on the clock. It's about a minute and a half away. The only buybacks left are going to be KYXY and Drew.
Poor Hustler going for the one in a bit of a weird situation, it has to be said, inside the Radiant base. Could have just as easily gone for a neutral camp. But yeah, opting for the zero or hero play and coming up with a big old goose egg.
Satanic now up as well on Natsumi, so eat some mangoes, get the Eye of Skadi back in there. They'll go for the final lane of Rax.
Even the noise kind of spooking Natsumi a little bit. You could see he turned around for a split second.
Just KYXY, nothing to panic about quite yet.
Dire structures are
He's they're gonna glyph.
And you've got this mid lane pushing in as well. Luckily the tier 4 tower is going to be able to deal with some of these creeps at least, but there's always going to be that passive pressure coming in onto you, and this should be Megas.
Should be. They're just gonna wait out Drew's respawn. They're not gonna buy back on the troll. They'll just be patient. Not the end of the game yet. They believe they can come back from Megas.
Roche is up in 2 seconds with
Oh,
all
no.
4 items on it.
Uh-oh. Alright, well, I think RR need to fight that. Like, there's no way you just let that go. But how do you do it? There's Megas in your base right now.
With great difficulty.
Alright. I need to go for a
They
run there,
even
Drew.
give the Ags to.
It's too late. They
Quap
just,
is pretty good.
they just bought back on Hustler. Rocket Flare's going to give vision, but there's no way to close that gap, surely. Not without the clock. They're still pinging, they're still going, but it's all over. Natsumi does get the Aegis. A lot is still on the deck, but they're going to turn right back around. Unfortunately, the buyback from the clock just a little too late. He was never going to be able to close the gap.
Alright, so it's on the morph. It's got the Ags blessing. Refresher shard on our Queen of Pain. Man, that's going to be super effective. I feel like people are just thinking the double sonic wave, but refreshing an Aeon disc, super effective. Scythe, super effective. And even the Screen of Pain now that you're level 25 with the Fear. It's going to be nuts.
It will be. We're only 7 minutes away from our tier 5 items as well, but
It's not going to reach that point.
Adroit, they'll move up to the high ground, scout out a little bit.
2 buybacks available on Reality Rift as well, just on our Snapfire as well as the Troll Warlord.
Oh, Divine. Drew, he just buys it outright. The Courier, though, doesn't make it back.
So I said he has buyback, now he does not.
Okay. Well, it's the all-in play. You just got to go for it, I guess. It's assuming he can attack, but Hustler, he's been jumped on. Cookie back. He's still alive, but no. He's been controlled. Now the call comes in. Bensoy,
Supernova's
he
huge.
gets everyone. Drew, though, is still trying to find that Supernova. Does end up finishing off. Boomy with the second Sonic Wave. Does connect. KYXY is now dead. It is Drew up against the world, and it looks like the world is going to win. Nuts will be the final to fall. It will be GG. And that'll force us to a game number 3 between Adroit and RR.
Oh man, 54 minutes, an absolute bloodbath. What I was honestly expecting going into this series, I felt like game 1 was a little tame compared to what we're expecting out of these two. But Adroit really bringing it, and we're going to a game 3, the decider. We're back to a best of 1s situation.
Yes, we are. And unfortunately, Dota 2 is still, you know, dying with this game coordinator right now. It's just not able to keep connected, apparently. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes for that third game between these two and the final game of the night between Adroit and Reality Rift. We'll see you all again very, very soon.